What we are is absolutely independent, because whatever happens, the fact is that we have to make a choice to agree that yes, this can affect me. So we are making a decision that a circumstance or something that someone says about us, we are making a choice, a decision. We agree that yes, this can affect me. But because there is this choice, and whatever the choice may be, this means that what we are is actually absolutely independent. Because there is this choice. It doesn't matter that we choose to say, yes, this affects me. So even if we say that, no, I am not independent, this is a choice of ourselves. It's our creativity to say that, no, I am not independent. But because there is this choice, right? This means that we are actually independent. So this independence is a fact. And this independence is not an independence that starts to be independence. See, this independence is always this independence. It has always been so. So if this independence doesn't have a starting point, then this doesn't have a margin to it. See? And this independence is actually vast independence, an infinite, absolute independence. There is nothing that can change this independence, nothing that can affect it. So if there is no margin to it, this is absolute, right? There is nothing else other than this independence. It's not a power over something, it's not fighting with something, it's not against anything. It just is, and is in a perfect safety and peacefulness and stability. So it is safe and constant, like presence actually, like presence. So again, if someone says something that tries to devalue us, we have to agree with what is being said in order to feel anything about, uh, to feel like that, and to feel devalued. We have to agree to feel devalued. Right? So this is a fact. And whatever the case may be, that we agree or we don't agree, right? That's of no importance. Because if there is this choice, then that means that what we are is independent. We can't change this, and we can't arrive to this independence. Right? We can't evolve to this independence. We can't make this independence. This is a fact. This is something that is given. Right? It is like of grace. So there is no true victimhood, right? Because we are the ones that have to agree that yes, this means something about me. This affects me. It's not that someone says something to us. It is because trying to agree with this, trying to agree with the possibility of being devalued, to be this victim, is what doesn't feel right, doesn't feel good. Because we are considering something impossible to be possible, and actually that's why we are upset, right? But even if we do so, again, because there is this choice, what we are is independent. This should be the focus of our attention. So we cannot actually harm ourselves because we cannot actually change this independence, right? No one else can harm this independence. So there is no reason, in a sense, to be upset. So if we operate on this level of considering ourselves to be like some object, then we believe there is this possibility to be diminished or grow, right? That's why we believe we evolve or something. But actually, we are not like an object. Believing that we are like an object is a choice, right? This because this independence that we are is not an object, right? Is not an object that can be diminished or grown. This independence is not something that can be changed. So within this independence there is freedom, right? There is freedom and joy and equanimity and peace and um, harmony, right? And when we see this, then we don't act so compulsively, right? Because we don't see any reason to become free, to become independent, right? We are not so compulsive because we are glad that this is the fact of being. We are glad that we are made this way in a sense. We are being this way. That reality is this way. And we can rejoice in this and be content. And with this, there is also a chill, right? Also, this doesn't say to remain in some unfavorable circumstance or situation only because uh, you know that this independence can't change. Right? You're free to choose whatever you want. Right? This independence still doesn't change. So even if I stay in some bad circumstance, even if I don't stay in a bad circumstance, whatever the choice may be, this what we are is still a fact. So in this case, where no calculations are possible, is that if we remain or don't remain in some circumstance, we will have more independence. Then what can guide us is actually our inspiration. How do we feel like, what do we feel to do, right? After we see, in a sense, after we see this independence being the case, then our choices are not conditioned, not so conditioned, right? So we are free to move freely and follow our inspiration, in a sense. Okay, thank you.